What's up, guys? Killer here with another episode of the Stronghold and my humble and great partner, that dad. To go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what's up, guys?
Oh man! And so today we will be going over the one, the only Ravnir, and talking about a class of heroes that I believe people know about, but probably didn't know what to call them. And that class is the Gamblers. So, where do you want to start? You want to start with this new HOT?
Yeah, let's go HOTM. So we no surprise here. We knew Ravnir was coming. We knew he was going to be really good. We knew he was going to be necessary for Titans. And after release of beta, he got a little bit of a debuff from beta. We can talk about that in a little bit, but overall, he's exactly what we expected. He's exactly what we're going to need for these 13 and 14 star Titans to come up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to have him hit. How important is that added to the buff of the attack stat? Like, just that little extra damage to all. Doesn't seem like it's a hard hit, but it's a hit. How's your feelings about that? Why does it
Um,
separate him?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that he does that. I think his tech is really good.
Okay.
I think his tech is really good. Um, I mean, yellows are an interesting class. They're an interesting element. Um, we'll get more into that later as we break down these gamblers. But yeah, the yellows are just really interesting, and hopefully as we go into Ravnir more, I'll kind of why not right now? So Ravnir, he does that hit. 1 second, let me pull up his card. I
I
just
got it
was
right here.
farming.
I got it right
Yeah,
here.
so he does a nice hit. It's not a sniper hit. Um,
265 damage to the target.
yeah. So all allies get up 185 attack. It was going to be over 200. But only 35% accuracy rate. But that's still what is. Let me bring up a Wukong real quick.
I want to say
Um,
Wukong is 33, but might have that.
Wukong is 32, so it's not
Okay.
much worse. It's only a 3% difference. But I mean, on Wukong's card, you're getting 185, so 3% for an extra,
10.
10% is going to be much better. The thing that makes Ravnir so special compared to Wukong because special wise, there's not too much of a difference there.
Well, I was going to say that this big thing is the back end of the card. All right, after it says the 195% attack and the negative 30% accuracy only applies
Mhm.
when the enemy has more health than the attacker. So the way
Yeah, so
that's
he's
reading,
he's not a finisher,
yes, he's an opener. So I'm
which is nice that they gave him that hit because that in itself that's a big enough hit to where if they're low on their health, he could take a little poke at him and kill him.
Well, the way I'm reading that is if the enemy has more health than the attacker. So
Mhm.
is that
Yeah, yeah.
is that hit points or is that percentage? Because like if it's
No.
percentage,
That's just overall. So Ravnir comes with 1126 health base, right?
okay.
And this is why Ravnir was created, directed towards Titans, is because a Titan is always, except until the very last tile, is going to have more health than Ravnir.
Okay.
So when you're going up against Kutchin, who with talents is going to go close to 2000 HP,
Mhm.
and Ravnir is sitting at 11 to 1400 HP, um, then that tile damage into Kutchin or the special hits into Kutchin are going to be really good.
So let's clarify. You and me are both saying the same thing that on Titans, Ravnir will never miss based off his a buff because the Titan will always have more health than Ravnir until
Uh,
it gets to 2000.
Yeah, I mean those tiles and special skill can miss, but as far as getting that up 195% attack,
Mm-hmm.
that's always going to be there.
Okay. So what I'm
That's always
saying,
going to be there.
so you're saying it's hit point based, and the way, and that's how I'm reading it too. So basically, if a Titan has 2,500, 2,500 health, which is probably more than Ravner ever is going to have, it'll always hit.
Yeah,
It should always hit.
what yeah,
Be-
one tile, if he's at 2500 HP left on a Titan, then
right.
all you need is one tile from Ravnir and he's dead, so you don't even have to worry about the
Right.
less.
But and so but what I guess to bring it home, what I'm getting at is like Wukong has that 32% miss, whether the Titan is at max health or one health.
Yes.
Ravnir will start. You'll only see misses in Ravnir on literally the finishing tile. Like if you see a Titan and you're like at 20k health on a Titan, that third hit that Ravnir skills up with him going off left and right, if you got a stack team, is probably the only time you'll start to see a miss on a Titan. Now the flip
Yeah.
side of that is if you take Ravnir to a raid or into an event like a PvE situation, season two, Ursenia, um, and you're on the Titan boss there, you might see taper off towards that back end on Ursenia or I messed her name up, but whatever.
Ursina.
Ursina, Ursina, right towards the end, similar to the Titan. But like for instance, Gatorus and Adamus before, as you get them halfway, Ravnir might start to miss. That's what we're so
Y-
we're saying the same thing. Also in raids, after
Yeah.
as long as they got more health than the attacker. So like I guess if your team is going down in health as you're rating, it should technically not miss as long as your team
Well,
is lower than the person they're attacking. Theoretically.
here here's why I kind of like this.
Okay.
Because Ravnir is fast mana.
Right.
Like I said, he's an opener. Like Kage, he's an opener. Kage opens up a hole for you to be able
Hmm.
to make a kill, right?
Okay.
Ravnir's tiles are going to do that. And anyone who's like me, who has a love and hate relationship, usually more hate than love, with Wukong, is going to know. And anyone who's still fighting down in like Platinum League or trying to, teeter totter Diamond League and they're using their Wukong,
Right.
what can happen sometimes is you can be in a clutch fight and at the very end, and if you have your Wukong and then he misses 3 times, even though that person only needs one tile to go down,
Right.
then there's that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, using Ravnir on I really like running Rainbow offense sometimes.
Right.
In and this is why I like Ravnir is he does do a hit, so if so he can be a finisher striker as well,
Okay.
to where you don't need to waste a big hit from a sniper on someone who only has a little bit of health left.
Okay.
And you're not gonna and if you're okay, so here's the thing. If you have Ravnir special up, right?
Right.
Already up, you're gonna want to use Ravnir against the person with the least amount of health, because he's not going to be one of your biggest hitters most likely on that team. So he's going to close them out, while that leaves your sniper able to hit someone who has more health than that sniper.
So before you keep going, that's how you're reading it.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it. So, and it works the same way for the tile damage,
Okay.
to where, okay, so yellow tiles are going to go into the rear who doesn't have that much. So those tiles aren't going to who has less health than Ravnir, being the yellow hero. But your red tiles are going to go into, like, say, a green tank who still has more health than your Liana. That's kind of how I'm reading that.
I'm reading it
So,
different than you. I'm reading it different than you.
so all ally so the accuracy that only applies when the enemy has more health than the attacker. This effect lasts. So are you reading it that, because neither of us have pulled, because both of us are being patient,
Right. I'm
and
actually I'm actually being patient.
so are you reading it that when the person is about to die, when they have less health, that the attack stays up but the accuracy goes away? Is that how
Raw,
you're reading it?
raw. I'm reading as their health goes down. Let's say Ravnir's at max, and let's say you're going after Sartana, and she's at 500 HP. Now Ravnir could possibly miss her. Versus if Ravnir was at 500 HP and Sartania was at max, he now is guaranteed to hit her.
Yes, that's exactly how I'm
All
reading it.
right, that's I'm totally I'm mishearing it then because I'm like,
So so
right,
so
okay,
okay.
right,
So Ravnir's special is up right now, right?
right,
You have a rainbow. You have Here's the scenario. You have a rainbow team.
okay,
Okay, you have you're going up against a green tank, and you just haven't been able to lay any tiles into them. So
right,
say it's Horkal or Yunnin, and they have like 2,000 HP,
right.
1,600 HP, something insane.
Something crazy, yeah,
Um, yeah, exactly. So, but say one of the rears has had more damage, but you have Ravnir's special up.
okay,
Ravnir's special attack comes up again. That person in the rear has less health than Ravnir.
right,
So you're going to use Ravnir's shot against that person in the rear because he's not going to miss that shot because his buffer does not count
okay,
because that person has less health. Since he does do an attack, it's going to clear out that person,
okay.
reset his special back up, and then you can put your tiles into the people with more health. So like if your blue hero your blue hero is has less health than the person that those blue tiles go into,
Okay.
that is going to take effect.
See, when you explain it that way, I think I think it gets. I know what you're saying,
It's
but
when you break it down, it's pretty intricate with the way that you can use Ravnir.
okay.
He's not just like a Wukong where you just throw him up there and you know that you're going to get some misses and stuff. It's a little bit there. There's a little bit more going to be a precise way to use Ravnir for your advantage,
Oh yeah.
in ways like that than Wukong. Um,
So here's my thoughts on it. Okay, we both agree that less health on Ravnir, more health on the enemy. Ravnir doesn't miss. I'm cool with that.
hmm
Okay, now it does say that his attack goes off first. So my next
hmm
question for you, or next question I guess, is Ravnir's attack buff increase does not affect his initial special hit. Like that 265 damage to the target is not affected by that 195 attack, correct? The hit
if
first, then
his
the buff.
y- Yeah, if as long as his special wasn't already activated, he's gonna get the hit and then the buff.
Okay, right. Okay, so with that case, so what you're saying is if you have the first time Ravnir goes off, a lower enemy, hit the lower enemy, kill him, buffs up for the guy who's got the low health from the tile that you're going to use. Let's say like blue on red. We killed the green in the corner. We got a
hmm
gear tank. Oh, no, my bad. I said blue on red. So we have
hmm
a, lack of better words, we have an Ares tank. We have three blue tile in the middle. Ares is max
hmm
health. My blue is almost dead because he got hit twice. The blue
hmm
tile don't miss. They go into Ares, destroy Ares, and this is Ravnir at perfection.
Yeah, and
Okay,
the gems are your opener, and because if the enemy has less health than you, you're
right,
just gonna have your regular hit. I
gotcha.
actually like that because then I'm able to bring in my sniper, use my gems to get their health down to where I can just go in and snipe them, and I'm gonna have a guaranteed hit because now that effect doesn't apply because I have more health than that enemy.
Okay, all right. We're saying
So
the same thing. I think you're saying it in a combat situation. I'm saying it in a general situation. So
yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm talking like
you're talking
specifically
about
when you're
raiding, combat, wars.
uh,
Uh,
rating
yeah,
because I think because of this, Wukong I absolutely despise on rating because no matter
he's
what you're
gonna
gonna
get you
have a
killed half the time. Yes.
yes, yes, but with this exactly, but with
Yeah.
this
Okay.
if they have less health, your snipers are going to be able to just clean house after you do all that tile damage.
All right. So Ravnir's up. We happen to have a situation where we're running a 3-2. We killed the tank and we killed the corner. We have a 3 split. We still have 5 up. We ghost tiled. The 3 are still at max health. Let's just go with that. Or no, let's just say the 3 are down health. Okay. Now you're saying the snipers at this point, this is on the second hit of Ravnir, they're lowered health. They're not at max. We are at max. Now the chance of specials, now the chance of tiles have a chance to miss. So, are you saying that second Ravnir special going off is not missing or is missing because his buff is on him?
No. So the buff will still be there. So it's based on what enemy you're attacking and with who.
Okay. All right.
So
So,
so the buff would essentially still be there unless
no, no,
maybe
no. We're talking about the miss factor. So
yeah
the second
yeah
round,
so
the
so
second round, Ravnir is at full health. His buff is his special's back up. He attacks somebody that's lower health than him. This now gives Ravnir a chance to miss his special. Correct. That's where I'm. That's how I'm reading it. You see what I'm saying? Ravnir's max health. He's hit somebody who's lower health than him. Now his special should miss technically because of his buff from the first time he went off.
no. You have it backwards because the extra 195% attack and 30 that whole special skill
Mm-hmm.
goes away if the enemy has more health or it has less health. So the whole special skill, that whole part of his special skill essentially goes away for that hit if
Okay.
the enemy has less health. So you want to hit the person with less health with Ravnir, um, so that you get that guaranteed hit and it's back up. You want to hit the people with less health than the sniper. It's going to take more time of looking at the team and seeing, how much health do they have? Can I one shot this person before you move on? It's just not going to be. It's going to slow down your thinking of where to attack a little bit more.
I'm trying to think if I agree with you because I want to say I watched a video on my Discord that might prove us wrong. Um, I to be determined. The way it's reading, the way you explain it, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Um, I just don't know if that's right until you used him. So you're saying that his initial attack, that one shot, that 265 damage attack, that one hitter, no matter what, high health, low health, that's going to hit. What will change is the hits from the tile and hits from the special skill based off high health, low health from everybody else. But his hit, no matter what, hits. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so if yeah, and this is why I like him more than Wukong because when the way I use Wukong is I don't like to use my special skills until his dice have gone away
Right.
because I'm gonna use him. I'm gonna use those specials. I like the guaranteed hit.
Okay.
I don't like to waste my snipes, and I haven't used Wukong in an offensive raid for over a year.
Yeah, you really don't like Wukong.
No. I use them for events and Titans.
I use it
That's
for
it.
cleanup. I use it for cleanup. Like if I have on my cleanup team, I usually use Wukong, just because
Yeah,
at
and see,
that point I'm
I'm
so far below it doesn't matter.
I'm not even at that point. I'm past that point of even needing Wukong for like wars and cleanup or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like him for wars. But with Ravnir, and see what happens with Wukong is because, and there's a lot of players who play Wukong like this. Is what happens is you end up losing opportunities for more mana
Right.
than you get. Now against a Titan, I'm going to use my mana no matter what. I'm just going to blaze through it. But as far as like offensive raids, I like to save those special skills. With
Okay.
Ravnir, I look for whoever has lower health than me. I attack them. I know I'm going to get my regular hit. It's not going to get 195% buff,
Okay.
but I know it's a sniper, so I know it's most likely going to be a kill.
Okay.
If you have a June or Poseidon going in and cleaning up, eh, Ravnir is just for offensive raids. He's an opener, absolutely. You get him going, and this is why he came with fast mana, is because he is an opener.
Okay. So we're breaking down his special skill. We've talked about the accuracy. We talked
Or
about a double tap.
Rainveer. Sorry, Rainveer. I've always said it
I
backwards.
say
I'm sorry,
Ravnir
guys.
too. It is Ranvir.
Yeah, that's my fault.
No, that's my
Because
fault.
like I,
I've been
I
saying it like that for about a
actually no,
month.
it is your fault because you told me his name before I even saw his card. It is your fault. So it's Ranvir.
I love this.
You know, Wukong's daddy, horse daddy. All right,
Yeah, I'm gonna call
all right.
him. I'm gonna call him fortune teller. Oh, that's too funny.
Fortune.
So it's more to discussing this guy. So we have a resistance of poison. How important is that to him? I honestly don't think the poison's that big a deal, except that he's
Uh,
combating against Sartana, he's combating against Cat, Proteus, and I guess Oberon. Not Oberon. The 3 star. That's I mean that's our three poisoners, right? Now,
yeah, yeah, I mean you know, you're thinking of 2-star Layla.
no, 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 no. Oberon is a slow mana skull paladin for rares, and I'm the whale. Know your 3 stars, buddy. Know your 3 stars.
Hang on.
Um,
Well, you know, well, hang on. If you leveled up Oberon, then you made a mistake. I don't think Oberon's that great. I dumped all my
uh,
Oberons.
we recently just had a discussion that totally reneges your last statement. Oh man, rare fast mana. You want to get Jahard. You want to get Umber, and what about that Oberon guy who does mana? Yeah, that the poison. Oh yeah, he might be good too. You know what I'm saying?
I
Remember
said
that?
he might be good. See, there you go. He might be good. But I don't have him in my roster, so he
I'm
must not be that great.
definitely keeping him in my roster because I believe
All right.
Oberon is definitely gonna do it.
Oberon.
Anyway,
I probably have him on my free to play, but
yeah,
nonetheless, I mean, the poison. That's just a little bit of extra. But where the poison again, he's made for Titans, and
but
we have a Titan that you know sometimes you forget to use your antidote, and they're gonna poison you to death. So at least if you forget to use your antidote, Ravnir is still gonna survive.
all right, let's talk about it though. Is poison a lazy play for SG creators compared to dot? Like, why is this poison not dot? Like now, hear me out. That gives them
No,
another. It gives them another
yeah,
3 heroes of the month. It gives them poison. It gives them fire, and we also
uh,
have whatever the heck Lady Locke, Sargoso, um Lady
well,
and Morgana does. We don't know what
well,
that
I'll tell
is.
you.
Is that poison?
I'll, I'll tell you one thing, because I have the mats for Ravnir. I'll have them up.
I have them right here.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, I have the mats to send Ravnir.
right.
So once I get a max, like a week after I pull him or so, however long it takes, shouldn't take too long. Um, I'm gonna put him in tournaments just to see on defense because of that resist how he does on in the rear on bloody battles where healing doesn't matter and everyone brings their dotes
Yeah,
their dot,
but if this
but
does
it's
this
only to poison. It's only to poison. You
does it
know, it's
but
not. It's,
so then
yeah,
what is Morgana and what is Lady Locke and what is Sargoso? Are those
yeah,
poisons?
yeah. So like, I mean, but you know, you're not going to be able to protect against Aslar, Colin, Gravy. You know, uh, it's just an extra perk. It's just an extra perk. Like
Is it
it's
an extra
nothing.
perk?
It
I
it is. How substantial it's gonna be? I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that substantial. Um,
All right, so let's
you know,
let's let's
so
break this down further for me. And I hear you, but let's go to it. I think that the game has crapped on yellows long enough. Don't get me wrong, Ravner is in the right direction, but I think the best thing about Ravnir is the next thing I want to talk about, which is Druid class. But where we're going to go from this dot is we have Anatel who has a blind. Nobody's bringing Yellows to kill Anatel for the blind. You're not bringing Anatel to the Titan. She got crapped on. I like Anatel. I think she's pretty legit. She's probably in the top 3 of yellow tanks, whatever. Ravnir has poison. Ravnir, poison, purples makes sense. Does it cover other dots? We don't know. For sure, it does not cover fire. The two
no,
green, the
it's only no. If
hold
you
on,
look at
hold on. The
his
two greens, the two
okay,
greens, we don't know yet if that's poison. But could they have done something better? Could they have combated them a little more different? I almost would have rather had the non-silence or the non. Ah, I don't know, not attack. They can't do attack anymore. But I feel like it's a cop out with the poison not being a dot because it gives them 2 more or 3 more chances for the next heroes of the month to have something. I just feel like yellow gets the weak one. Purple got defense. That has clearly been the best one. The second best one has been the offensive down for Frida. I know you can't give the best to everybody, but are they going to recycle these resistance? Are there more resistance we
Hmm.
have to come? Mana resistance kind of makes sense. I like that's on Margaret. Um, I just feel like we're at 6 hero of the months with these resistance, and both times yellow got the weaker one. Yellow's the first, I guess, the last hero of the month for the collection. It starts with purple, ends with yellow. Um, for the 5 elements per 5 months, I guess that is. Um,
Yeah,
and
but you
Ravner's the end of these of this group from Kutchin to Ravnir. He's the end of them. So, or is he the start? I guess he's the end. I would say he's the end.
no.
He's the end. He's the last one
Um.
with the shield up with the purple shield up. So like he gets a shield up
Yeah,
from the
he's
chain.
he's
He's the
he-
last
he's
one.
he's the last one of that chain link
So he's the
for
last
the
one.
defense for Titans,
Right.
because that's what it is. They're all to give your monochrome team Titan team defense.
Yeah, but
Um.
my thing is that like that part that's weak. We haven't talked about stats, which I'll get into that. So Ravner has a great tile damage, 768. I love that. Defense is great,
Mhm.
782. The health at
Yeah.
11, 20, 26. Can this guy even
Yeah.
survive these 13 star titans that we're bringing him on? Or are you doing straight super mana in the front? Are you do you have to run the
No.
items? Do you have to run the items for Ravnir even to be worth bringing to these 12, 13, and 14 stars Titans that are coming soon? Because is he not going to get one shot right off the rip? You know, some people don't run like tornadoes, time stop, super mana, bombs, axes,
Yeah.
whatever. You know,
But if you're not running those, then you should, if you're fighting 11 and 12 star titans. Like right now, I'm saving all of my battle ascension material. Um, and until we get the Hunter's Lodge and I see about some other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I'm saving everything. Um, so all I'm using against our 12 stars, and you see my scores, I still put up good scores.
you did. You do put up good scores.
Um, all I'm using are basic mana pots, dragon banners, antidotes, and turtle
I
banners.
need to make dragon and banners. I never make them. I'm
And,
terrible at that.
and bear banners. So,
Yeah.
and actually, right now I'm not using any dragon banners. I'm just using bear and turtle banners.
Yeah,
Just
use bear and
so I'm
turtle.
using the most basic of basic items.
Right.
Um, the, to get survivability, you with he has the 782 defense, and that's going to make up a lot of ground for that 1126 HP that he has. But really quick, before we move on, the dot is only going to be for those purple dots. It's not going to be for the actual bleed like the
Okay.
um.
So no
So
bleed, no bleed,
it,
no Morgana, no Lady Locke, and probably no
yeah.
Sargoso. I don't think Sargoso is going to work against Ravnir.
So it's only for the purple um dots, the purple poison dots.
You know,
Um.
hitting back on what we said earlier, but I don't want to get off Ravnir yet, and I know what you're going to go to. But I was going to say to help that health, I think the best part about him is he's a druid class. I think that is the most important thing that they did to Ravnir. I think Ravnir druid class makes the
Hmm.
most sense. That if he gets 3 roots off, or if he has the druid buffed up, I know he's getting all my druid tokens as soon as I get them because I feel like for Titans that 1 root to give him another 100 to 200 HP is going to be beyond worth it. Plus the emblem HP that I recommend you guys going down that tree. Follow the HP, don't follow anything else. Follow the
Hmm.
heart. Is going to make him really sustainable against those 13, 14 star Titans. Not to mention if he gets hit from a special or happens to get attacked, he has that chance of getting that root, which also gives him health and also gives him more damage. And the root takes what 10 to 15% of the base damage of what the character is anyway. Uh, I'm clearly probably running fast mana troop on this guy. I don't think you'd bring a tank troop unless you don't have emblems in him and he's getting crushed. But I think the druid class is probably the best class we've seen fit a hero of the month right now. I would say that's
So
probably the best one.
so now I have a different perspective.
Okay.
Um, I Ravnir I'll only be using for mostly Titans and events.
Okay.
Maybe some offense because he does have some interesting tech,
Okay.
right? So offensive raids is still to me yet to be determined. How good he is, we can revisit that in a month or so.
Okay.
Um, but I let me bring up my druid class over here.
Okay.
So
You have Horkle Max, guys. He has a Horkle
I
Max,
would
and that's mainly
I
where
would
most of his talents are in Horkle.
oh, I'm not just looking at mine though. I would
Oh,
bring up um
I'm
the
still saying his name,
Zimkaitha.
Ravnir. I'm still jacking his
I
name up.
I would actually put my critical troops on Ravnir. He has nice tile damage, so getting that extra critical from his tile damage will be really nice. That'll give him the defense and HP along with turtle banners to be able to take the two hits
Okay.
if the two hits from a 13 star. And I have fought 13 stars guys before, so I do remember um, how insane they are. But I would actually not if if I had Zimkaitha, if I had Albi, I have Boss Wolf, and I have Horcall. I don't have Elkanon. I would probably choose Druid emblems into Ravnir over Elkanon.
Okay.
Um, but at the same time, it would be hard for me to choose. I couldn't choose if I only had a Horcall. I might take Ravnir over Horcall, but at the same time, I would wait until I see how he performs on offensive raids
Okay.
for more all around base gameplay. Because if he's good on offensive raids, he'll be good in tournaments as well,
Okay.
and Alliance Wars. So especially since he is offense for tanks, it's easy for me. If I get a tank, I know that they're going to get my emblem.
Right.
Offense, I'm a little bit more picky with who I choose. So if I had Zimkaitha, I would take Zimkaitha all the way over Ravnir for talents. This is just me personally after fighting 13 stars. But say you're in a aggressive or Leviathans or 7DD or 7D Forever or Crystal Palace or Crystal Assassins, any one of those top alliances groups,
Mm-hmm.
and all the other alliances and languages I can't read. Um, if you are in those, you guys want to get to the point of streaking 14 stars, which I've never fought. Um, and I can't imagine what the damage output is on a 14 star. So having emblems into him, if you are in one of those high alliances that right now could probably easily streak 13 stars if they were out, because I think that there are some alliances out there that would have no issue streaking 13 stars. I think that we could clear out a couple 13 stars before our alliance had to take a break, but we're not like those top alliances. I think that they could easily streak 13s and would need a more of a buff on their Ravnir to be able to combat those 14s. So I think for the majority of the player base, I don't think it's necessary to put emblems into your Ravnir.
Okay. So, in, in all actuality, Zimkaita is probably better on a day to day for emblems. You'd say Zimkaita is the better druid overall. But
She's gonna perform. She's a sick flank. She's a really good flank.
if you're going for if you're going for day to day Titans and you're an aggressive guild for Titans, Ravnir might be better for the chance that you take a hit from a
Yeah,
13 to
and
14.
we're talking about the top like 1% of 1% of players.
Right. So we're talking
I'm
top 20, maybe even top 50 alliances.
top 20,
Top 20 alliances. Okay.
top
Okay.
top 20 alliances, the ones who are going to be streaking 14 stars. And those guys, probably most of those guys aren't even here watching us most likely anyways, because they already know the meta, they know the stuff. um they know what they're going to do and what their accounts are. um but yeah, I don't, even for our alliance, we've pushed to top 32. I don't see a need uh to um put emblems into him.
Until I'm sure exactly how I know how Zimkaita works because Zimkaita is a definite hero. Until I figure out how the gambler, I guess you call him a gambler buffer sniper, gambler buffer
No,
sniper.
he's just a decent single hit
Yeah, so like single hit would be a
for
would
like three hits for like 250 to 300 damage. He has high tile damage, so I don't know what his final hit is going to be, but I would assume against like in a raid against a normal 5 star, it's going to be around like 300 or so damage.
okay. So until I know how he works, and I've got a video on my Discord. I think one of my guys linked it. If I could, I'd link it back out. I just can't find it on my Discord right now. Until I see him work on my team, I'm gonna actually hold off on Druid emblems between Zimkaith and him because I think after we work with him and I know where he's gonna be, like if I know I'm gonna incorporate him in raids all the time, if he makes my yellow team that much better, my red team's pretty set, and so instead of having three reds with emblem, I might go ahead and jack another yellow up. Also, he's a druid. I don't have too many druids besides Zimkaith and him going up anytime soon. Um, Lepus is still kind of out there, but other than
Yeah, I
that,
mean,
it'll be a while before a druid goes up, and I'm gonna make a decision, not split this decision. It's gonna be one druid. That's gonna be my main druid. The other one will be the backup druid. Um,
I think that's a good idea.
yeah,
Um, and the nice thing about Ravnir is I mean, say you bring in like a Horcall or a Thorn, like a triple or all hitter,
right,
any of those guys. Hell, it doesn't matter. Say you bring them in with Ravnir on offense,
right.
right? And say you're going against a team, and the person in the middle has more health, and the two people on the outskirts have less health. Absolutely, are you going to take that hit?
Yeah,
To the center. It's for the gamble, but then you have the two guaranteed hits on the side. So
he
his
does.
tech is
Yeah, yeah,
it's weird and it's funky, and I am super excited over the next month to really test his meta,
yeah.
to let you guys know how he does play out. I've been talking to a few people that do have him, but nothing's certain yet because they didn't have the power leveling going on, so he's not even up there yet. um but I
Dep, go ahead.
he's good.
Dep,
He's a must have. He's a
yeah.
must have.
I think he's definitely a must have. He's gonna
I
take
don't
you.
say that, you know me, I don't say that about a lot of heroes.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I say try it. I like it. Because I experiment. I want to try all of
Mhm.
them all the time. I knew Ravnir was a must-have. I probably pumped up Margaret more than what people are liking. I find Margaret to be absolutely fantastic. She works great for me.
Mhm.
Ravnir is going to work great for everyone. Like he's an everybody hero. Um, which is going to bring us to our next topic. Ravnir is a gambler, and now we're going to talk about gambler classes. We're going to rank them for you, go over them. I've got the slideshow going. We have green, blue, yellow, and even one purple gambler, but we do not have any red gamblers, which I think is coming up pretty soon. I think I've seen the beta version of the red gambler, but I'm not quite sure, and I don't know if they've got it right.
Yeah, we'll have to wait until it's released.
Yeah.
But I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
But I mean, there's quite a few heroes that fit into the gambler class, and some of them are just absolutely great, and some of them are okay.
Um.
But the first, w- not too many people talk about like this gambler class because it's not like official. But I mean, you have your poisoners, you have your bloodsuckers, you have your burners, you have your resurrectors, who are also gamblers.
Yes.
So let's go into the resurrectors. We have three greens.
That resurrect, but we only have two that are.
No, we have four that resurrect. Because Atomos, Thuggy Muggy, who I don't think is necessarily a gambler because it's
No, he's
guaranteed.
guaranteed. Yeah. Same with
Yeah,
Adamus. Adamus is also guaranteed resurrector.
and so to define the gambler class
Yeah.
is any hero that special skill has a chance. So Inari has a 50% chance to dodge. Margaret has an X amount of percentage to dodge, and that changes based on how much damage and stuff the opponent can dish out. But it's not a guaranteed dodge for, let's say, Hu Tao and Justice and June and Bane. It's not a guaranteed blind.
Right.
It's a gamble, but you have some decent tech to go with it. But a sniper can still snipe you to death. So you are taking a gamble on that extra tech. Um, some of the better ones I would think would be Rumpel, Albi, Mother North, Miss Sandra, kind of falls into that gambler class as well in an interesting way.
Repeat that definition again.
Um,
Any hero that special does what?
that special has a chance.
Chance.
So if someone has a chance,
Chance
so
percentage. Let's go with that. Chance percentage.
Wukong has a chance to miss.
Right.
Gives your heroes a chance to miss. Ravnir gives your heroes a chance to miss. Justice, Bane, June, Hu Tao give your enemy a chance to miss.
Right.
The captain of D, the captain of diamonds,
Yes.
he has a chance to wipe out all minions.
Yes, he does.
Miss Sandra, who in my opinion is one of the best, if not the best, of this in quotes so-called gambler class that we talk about,
Mm-hmm.
she has a chance to deal 3 additional hits.
Right.
But I mean, what makes Miss Sandra and let's say let's take Miss Sandra versus say like Justice.
Okay.
Um, I like Missandra more than say a Justice in the Gambler class because Missandra, you know you're gonna get a hard hit, and anything extra is kind of like cool, sweet, it's
Right.
extra. I already got a good hit. With Justice or Hu Tao, I use Hu Tao because I don't have Justice, but with either of them or June or Bane, you're like, let's see if it works.
Right.
You're leaning on that because besides June is better than Justice or Bane or Hu Tao, of course. Why? Because you have a great hit to go with it. I mean, Bane is also actually really good. Bane has it for a rare, for tournaments and stuff. But you have great hit. But with like say Justice, you don't have as good of a hit, so it can on offense make less of an impact than a June being able to snipe someone to death
Right. Um,
and June having fast and Justice having slow.
Another thing is that the gambler class with the blinds is all defense based. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you get a blind, it's purely defense based. So like if your team has Drake, June, Justice, Bane, Hotel on it, and you blind everybody, they don't stack, and it's defense based.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to do with
Yeah.
that is the highest one with the blind, which happens to be Dan Zaboro has the highest blind. I think it's like a 50 plus. Which really changed him. If Sword goes off, guys, that's a game changer. It's a game changer
it
in the game.
is.
It's a game, and it's kind of high stakes. It's Russian roulette with these guys. It's one or two bullets in the chamber, and then it's four open. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you're
Let's get
hoping
into
for.
little D some more.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get into little D some more. This drunk little bear thingy dude
Yeah,
um is lowest on the list
is
for
he lowest on the list
gambler
though?
class.
Is he lowest on the list?
I
I
mean,
would
it's not like
say
he doesn't have great tile damage. His tile
okay.
damage isn't that great.
Sword hits like a truck, and it blinds.
Yeah. Um, Sword hits like a truck. See, I like Danzaburo, and I have a different approach. I think Danzaburo is actually good for events because if you're trying, and some people told me no, but to me, if I'm running an event and I'm playing those levels hundreds of times to go for top spot, there's going to be one of those times that clicks with Wukong, Jackal, and Danzaburo to where everything goes perfectly.
Yes, and that'll be the time that you have a speed run.
Yeah, that to me is the only time I like Danzaburo is for events. He's not very versatile. I don't use yeah I just don't think he's that versatile because that bottle in most fights, right? If you have an Aaron, you're most likely not taking Danzaburo into a fight.
Right.
It, you're most likely not taking Gato into that fight.
No.
Both of them will per, are the only ones who protect Danzaburo from his special. Now you might have Viv who can cleanse him from that.
Is it uncleansable? I don't think it
No,
is.
it's not. No, you're right. It isn't. I'm looking at
It's
it
not
now.
cleansable.
Yeah, no, that's right. That now I remember why he sucks so much is because you can't use Viv to cleanse him.
Right. You can't cleanse him. He
and
is he's
so
stuck like
like
Chuck when it happens. It's happening
and
and it's
that's and
over.
yeah, and this is why so many times with Danzaburo I've said I think he's literally only good for one thing, and that's events. And that's just because if you're trying now, if you're just trying to beat the event, I wouldn't use Danzaburo. But if you're trying to place top 100, top 50, top 10, I like Danzaburo for that reason.
He,
But to me, he is the weakest out of all the gamblers.
here's where Danzaburo I think is a big difference and where we see a difference in him. You take Danzaburo and not Wukong, or you take Wukong and you don't take Danzaburo, because
Say,
you don't want to be double pissed off. Because if you do Danzaburo and miss or
hmm
freeze, and you do Wukong and miss the
yeah,
next 20 tile, and that happens more
mhm,
often than people think, uh, that's when you're going to throw your
yeah,
phone across the room and have to buy a new iPhone 10,000.
yeah. No, I agree with you. If if you're one of those accounts to where you are playing that epic game and you haven't really broken into the 5-star game yet, and Danzaburo and Wukong are there for your offense, don't get me wrong. Danzaburo can be very clutch on offense. He can be very clutch on defense,
Here's the
but
Go ahead.
he, just you're gonna find a point like with Wukong to where if you have him leveled now, a year from now, you're gonna start realizing that you just don't play with him much anymore. And if
Danzaburo
you're not,
Danzaburo is probably the best selection for the Samoto family after Amiana. So, and what I'm getting at is, guys, I happen to have Inari, Kage, and Mitsuko leveled up. Now, if I'm going for that 20% mana buff that they get from having the entire family together, I think it's 20%. Let me check
hmm
real quick to make sure. But that 20%, Danzaburo is the fifth choice. He is better to me than Samoto, just for the simple fact that if you never even let him go off, and he happens to go off. So it's actually 12% mana. So the 12% mana regeneration, that's really where Danzaburo fits for me. It would go Samoto, it would go Kage, it would go
hmm
Inari, it would go Ambiana, and it would go Danzaburo over I guess it's Samoto. I can't think of the name of the family. I'm messing up. Soccer family. The soccer family. It's the soccer family,
hmm
right? Yeah, soccer family.
so yeah,
It's
they're in the
Danzaburo
Sakura.
over Samoto.
Sakura.
Sakura family
Yeah.
over Samoto. You take Danzaburo, and the reason you do that is because Danzaburo is going to do more than Samoto does. He's
Yeah.
independent contractor. The reflect is awesome. That hit going up and the damage going up is great. But if you get in that situation where it's like, what to do, Danzaburo, Danzaburo plus the 12% mana generation. If the bottle goes up, now you're up. What is that? That's almost like 50% mana. It's something crazy. How much is I got? I don't have them maxed, but let's just say bottle happens to be it's 24 plus another 12. So now you're at 30, 36. Do I have a max? I do. I have a special max. So now you're at 36% mana
hmm
regeneration. Even if he doesn't go off, you're still at 24% mana regeneration for the rest of your team.
it could
He's
definitely
more
help out the
important.
rest of your team.
Yeah,
And
he's more important. Yeah.
but like, I mean, when are you going to use him? Are you going to take that gamble in Alliance Wars?
I think what happens with these family trees, which is kind of like the classes, except emblems are going to surpass these family trees. But if you happen to have a season two based account, if you happen to kind of went season two crazy, if you came in on that meta and that's where you're at, and you have choices, like I'm not saying that for epic wise, Dansborough makes more sense attached to your 3 5 stars than Samoto does. So that's why
hmm
I would use him as the fifth spot for the Sakura family versus you using Samoto. That's the other
hmm
spot that gives him a bump up. But we have a lot more
Yeah.
gamblers to talk about. Um, let's talk about the one that's probably number one, the first one you get, which is I think we've already hit on Bane. I guess the next one would be Wukong. Like a lot of discussion we've already talked about
I
Wukong.
mean, Wukong is the one who started the idea of this class for me. Was his dice? He is a gambler, and
Yep.
who else kind of fits into that chance odds? It was Wukong who started this class. So Wukong is going to be absolutely amazing for you in
Absolutely
Platinum
terrible.
League, and absolutely terrible. But
Yes.
you're going into that Diamond League, you and in your teeter tottering, and especially now, where if you're at 2,400 trophies, you're still going up against 41, 4,200 power teams at that same trophy count. Um, and you're teeter tottering, you might be going in with 37, 3,600 power on your highest team. You're gonna want that gamble to get that diamond
I
chest.
think I have a
Um,
phrase for it. I think I got it. Has
hmm,
anybody ever heard that says, the difference between a young man and an old man is equalizer? If the old man has a gun, now the old man has equal chance against the young man because usually a younger guy can beat an older man up. And I'm talking about like 20 and 70. So the equalizer would be the gun. The problem with the gun with Wukong is it's only one shot. And the other three shots are sketchy or might be blank, might be, might hit, might miss, might have half powder, might spark, might not spark, and one's definitely going to hit. Uh Wukong is your first gambler that I would say is necessity to max. And the reason I say that is because if you're going free to play, Tarlac buff is not guaranteed through pulls. You have to pull Tarlac. You don't necessarily. You're probably going to get a Wukong eventually. Um, I would say the buff with we have Ravnir for a month. You have Ravnir for 30 days. If you don't get him in the next 30 days or the next 28 days, he's gone until they put him back in the game. Um, Wukong is the one where like if you're doing Titans regular, if you're going into an alliance and you have the other 5 stars free to play maxed out, and they're like you need to increase your Titan damage. Wukong is that one that you probably have, that everybody has. He's almost a staple. He's what I would consider a forever hero, just for the simple fact that he is in the game no matter what. Like you're probably gonna get a
I mean,
Wukong. If you didn't get him this month, you didn't get him last month, and you're looking forward to Wukong. In 90 days to I'd say half a year, you're gonna get a Wukong on some type of gold coin pool, some type of gem pool you have. He's coming, or you can make him. You can make him in the TC20. He's gonna come. He
yeah,
I would consider him a forever hero. For
Wukong, yeah, forever hero. Now, I don't use Wukong on a daily basis, but he's a forever hero for Titans. I mean, I
yeah,
have 127k 12-star hit because of Wukong,
right,
and Jackal,
yeah,
but he's still prevalent for every whale's account for
yeah,
for at least two modes in the game, and that would be events and Titans. Um, he's not going anywhere. So yeah,
yeah.
Wukong is while he pisses us off, probably cracked quite a few phones over his years.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Probably made people rage quit the game in year one before we had other tech coming out.
Yes.
Um, like no joke. Yeah, year one of the game, he always had a high prevalence, and he always will. That stupid
Well,
little monkey.
Wukong is the way you beat the Dark Lord in season one. If you don't have a 5 star, if you run in with the epic team, Wukong's how you beat him.
Yeah,
Like I mean, I'm not gonna front.
yeah.
You wait
Mm,
for that 8 energy good roll. You probably
yeah.
ran
I mean,
3 before you got it, but you run it until you get it, and then when you get it,
I
you
ran
smoke them.
Wukong on the last. I ran Wukong for normal and advanced on the last level for
Right.
season two.
I know you
So
go ahead.
yeah, he still has a high prevalence in the
Yeah.
game.
You hit it on Missandra and you hit it on her little brother Captain Diamond. Um, let's break them down a little bit. So Missandra is clearly better than Captain Diamond for because her tech works way better. She just happens to have a chance of hitting a another target, and I think it's up to 5 max, right? So
Up to three. Let me
3 times.
double check.
Random enemies up to 3 times. Okay, but she
Yeah,
can
up
hit
to
the
three
same
times.
enemy 3 times, and I think at max her percentage damage is what, like over 350, something like that, maybe
Yeah,
four.
so if you connect against another enemy for those extra three hits,
Mm-hmm.
it turns out to be it's like getting hit by I think it's probably going to be around 290% damage per hit, because it tends to be around like a hit from Frida.
Okay.
Um, or so. But there's 3 of those. So you're going to do, if you get that chance, um, and I've had it happen with my Missandra just on farming and testing her, and I've seen it on video where it, or it's happened to me where I'm on offense and Missandra just kills my second person out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's because those 3 extra hits added up equals more than her actual first hit if it connects.
Nice.
She's really good. She's really good.
Also, she's
Um,
adding mana to the team too, so she's a team buffer kind
yeah,
of attacker. Now,
yeah.
does that chance increase as she gets a higher special skill? Because I don't have her maxed
No,
yet.
no.
It stays at 42.
I believe it stays at 42. One second, let me. I do have her max card in here, I believe.
Let me see.
Um, I think I
So,
sent you her max card. I sent
mm,
you her max card.
all right.
So yeah, no, it stays at 42% chance.
Okay, it stays at 42% chance.
And I
Okay.
think that that minor damage is around is around like 250 to 290% damage. Could be lower, but I felt like it was around like it's around the same hit as my Frida at level 80.
Okay. Now,
So
we're going to break
still a pretty
down
big hit.
her. Missandra and Captain D have the same special emote, I believe. It's very similar. Um, but Captain D actually just has random. He does not have a percentage next to his attack. It's a randomly, and it's clearly needs a percentage because it's really low. And I think we've done Captain D some disjustice. But the target that he aims at, those minions guarantee destroy. 1 or 3, he's going to kill all of them. Now, based off
Yes.
how many minions they have, the more percentage chance he has to hit other targets and their minions being destroyed. But that percentage, we have no clue what it is and where it's going to
So,
go.
okay. So, yeah, the percentage of it going to another thing I still have not figured out. The problem with Captain D is,
He's not
we
Gobbler.
leveled. No, no, no. We haven't leveled it. We leveled him very quickly after we got him.
Hmm.
We had that little bit of a
We
race.
had fun.
Yeah, we made so many mistakes in that race,
That was a
but
terrible
nonetheless,
race.
the I haven't used Captain of Diamonds since we first tested him after we maxed him, and I was just Delilah hunting. Um, so the problem with Captain of Diamonds as opposed to Gobbler is you do have a chance to for it not to go, but not only do you have a chance for it not to hit another enemy, as you kill more minions, that percentage of it going and hitting to kill more minions goes down because it could go to a hero that you already ate the minions from,
Right,
killed the minions from, and would just do a hit from that.
right.
So yeah, Captain D, low percentage, but you can't lie, he's pretty fun.
He's fun. He is fun, and also
He's fun,
he
and
is
he'll be good for us for Christmas
yeah. He'll
event.
be if you happen to go if you did get Captain D and you had him before you had Gobbler,
Hmm.
I would advise to continue slowly working on Gobbler. He's not Gobbler and
Yeah,
Captain D are not necessities yet, but their tech is nice to have. I will have Gobbler up by Christmas for sure.
yeah.
Um, Gobbler and Gators
So
are probably my next two greens for far as like
yeah,
epics to go.
but
Um,
as far as greens, we have Mother North, Atomos,
yeah,
and Albi.
for
Um,
Resurrection, but Adamus
yeah,
is
all
guaranteed.
Adamus is looked down upon as not being that great.
Mm,
I
mm,
know a lot of people really like him for their offense, especially for accounts that don't have a lot of greens. Um, uh, but Mother North and Albi, of course, are the two of the more desired heroes to have and rare heroes in the game.
right.
Um, and we all know what they do. They're in the rear. Mother North just puts out crazy stats. 819 defense and 1462. She looks like a tank, but she's a beast in the rear, and she does that 50% chance of revive with 10% HP.
Yes.
So I mean, she is good. I think it's still up for debate. I hear it from both sides of people who have Mother North and people who have Albi, and they have both of them. Um, I get mixed people who have both of them maxed as well. I get mixed reactions of Mother North is better than Albie, Albie's better than Mother North. So which one of those is better? I don't know. I
It
don't think you
depends on what you
necessarily
have
need.
your faith in.
Mm,
You know,
Honestly, if you get one of them, be extremely thankful, level the crap out of them, and
yeah.
enjoy.
It,
Like it doesn't matter.
I think, and then we were making this argument, and I think this is my separation of who's better. So if everybody's alive, Mother North does a heal, and it's a what, 47% heal. That's great,
Yeah,
but everybody's alive.
instant heal.
It's the heal. Albie, on the other hand, does heal over time. Everybody's alive. They'll eventually get it back up. But he also does increase mana versus minion. So the question is minion better or is mana better? In my opinion, I'd rather have the mana because what happens is that increases Albie's chance to go off again. It increases the rest of your team's chance to use their specials again. Versus Mother North, we're still waiting on the resurrection for when we need it. And you might hold
Mhm.
Mother North and before you need a resurrection do a minion. You know, maybe your team's topped off, you
Yep.
happen to have a green tile damage, and Mother North's ready to go, and you're
Hmm.
stacking minions. Minions do
Yep.
damage just like specials do damage. It's just a little bit longer damage than a special might be. Like for instance, if
Yeah.
you're running Albie with 4 snipers, the clearly that mana with the 4 fast snipers. Let's just go Magni, Sartana, Marjana, and June. That would be awesome. You know, clearly those four are gonna crush. Albie works better for snipers. Mother North, on the other hand, let's say you're running a tank healer and a debuffer in a sniper class. Mother North might be the better because you're actually preserving your tank, preserving your healer, preserving your
Yeah.
buffer. You know, it's situational. I would rather have Albie
It,
on a
it,
hitting team. I'd rather have Mother North on a complete team. You know, um,
yeah.
that's the way I would do it.
I see what you mean, and again, who's better is up for debate. I think that is really just kind of personal choice and play style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, to me though, on defense, I have a much tougher time killing Mother North
I can see that.
and than Albie.
I can see that.
Mother North can eat 2 or 3 shots, good shots.
Hmm.
So on defense, for me personally, and again, I hear mixed things where some people say Albie's better on defense, but for me personally, when attacking, I have more troubles with Mother North than I do Albie. So
And to be honest, Mother North looks like she smells good. It's tough to kill somebody who smells good.
yeah, I
She
mean,
does look like she
she's cook
smells like gingerbread house and everything
yeah,
nice and
she's cooking
spiced.
that stuff up real nice.
Yeah, I mean, she got breakfast.
So
It's hard to kill somebody who has breakfast ready for you. It's tough.
so that kind of leads us into the last one that we're kind of last. Well, we still have the cat.
I think we should save him to last and go ahead and go into the dodge. I think we should
We
go
went into. Oh, I thought we covered the dodge.
maybe.
Well, we don't need to go terribly too much in the dodge because we did spend a lot of time on those two last
This is true. You
over the
guys
last
know
string.
Anari and
So,
Margaret dodge, and there's a chance there. It's a 20 to
yep,
90% chance on Margaret, so we don't know what's going on there. And Anari,
yep.
we've got a 56% chance to dodge, and you get a minion.
Hmm.
Um, Working together, I feel like they're awesome. Working apart, I feel like they're awesome. I feel like Margaret, again, to reharp, is the poor man's dodger, and
Yeah.
Anari is the upscale I have class dodger. So,
I think for offensive wise, they're two of the best in this gambler class that we're talking about.
yeah.
For offensive wise, they're both really good to have. And Ari has they both have awesome tile damage. Both of them have awesome tile damage. Great base power, great tech. Um, I
I,
think yeah,
I will say this though, Anari needs something to. She probably needs a few emblems. I think it's that defense. I get she gets killed so fast for me. Her
yeah.
defense is at
I see
642.
that.
I've used her a couple of times, and honestly, the game raid NPC or whatever it is, the brain for the team that controls your team when it's an enemy team is smarter
Hmm.
now, and they target Anari. They will target Anari very quickly. They'll target Margaret
Yeah.
too, but I've put Inari in the 5, I've put her in the 1, and I've put her in the 2 and the 3 spot, and she gets target. I mean 2 and the 4 spot, she gets targeted. Like
Hmm.
she's gonna be your first hit, like hands down. Like
Yep.
she's gonna get hit.
All right.
Yeah.
So definitely going into one of the more interesting, one of your favorite heroes in the game, if not your favorite,
Yes.
for fun factor,
Yes.
is the cat.
Yes. Cat is. I think I think what happened is I think people really underestimated that re-rolling of the board. Um, Cat comes in, rearranges the enemies randomly. It's another random, so we don't know the percentage of the rearrange, but I guarantee if you have, and I've seen him not rearrange five, but that happened to me like maybe one out of 20 times I've used him. Uh, the thing that Cat, I think that makes Cat probably the higher end of the gamblers for me is is Chef says do the sound effect. Cheshire Cat, yeah, yeah, yeah. is is that the cat moves the entire board. Now, granted, if that tank is in front of the three,
No, not the board. It moves the enemies.
the enemy board. Sorry, the
We
enemies.
don't have the tornado hero yet.
Yes, we don't have a tornado here yet, but the cat moves the enemies, which I guess is the enemy board. But he moves the enemies. So you have a chance of getting that Gwen out of your way, that Gear out of your way,
Hmm.
that Gravemaker, that Ares, that Cutchin. Cutchin's my big one. Not that you might want to bring Cat to a Cutchin fight, but maybe you do. And then you have that the defensive down for yellow. Um, and he's fast. This was the key thing I was looking at when I was like, oh my god, like why would you ever bring up if you don't have Cutchin, why would you ever bring up T-Bird if you got Cat? He's faster. Also, he has that dot, and his dot lasts for let's see here. It looks like where's the poison at? How long does it last? Uh, Rearranges for I think it's 4 turns. We're gonna go with 4 turns. I can see everything over 4 turns. Yeah, 4 turns. Um, and his defense is not his poison is not dispellable. His poison is not dispellable. His defense is. So you have an undispellable poison, and you have a defensive down to holy of 44, which is higher than the Gormix, the Tyburs, and the Grim at a 4 star. Also, I feel like Cat's class makes him even better. He's being a sorcerer, which works off the dot from poison, which works off the move, which works off the tile damage, which works off the shield down. So you have 4 opportunities for that. What is it? The mana down on the talent. You have 4 opportunities for that 3% chance to 50% mana reduction for two
Yeah.
turns. Not that that's a big deal because it's only 2 turns, but it's a big deal. You know.
Yeah, but I mean the Cheshire Cat, he definitely has good tech. You don't know how it's going to shuffle. Sometimes the heroes can shuffle in your favor for what board you have, but at the same time, sometimes the heroes can shuffle in a terrible way for your board, and then you're just filling up their mana and saying, "Oh crap."
I'll say this: if you had Wukong going into the raid, he's probably going to piss you off way more than the cat does. Because at least the cat is doing damage and he's affecting all the holy
I
heroes.
I agree with that. I agree with that. So that's the cat, one of Killa's favorite heroes in the
Absolutely.
game. Um,
Absolutely.
so now, even before I pulled this hero, he was always one of my favorite heroes in the game. Um, one of the best gamblers for me in my account. He is the most fun hero to play with. He never lets me down
Never.
ever. I have two of them. They do well. He does well in Alliance Wars. I never complain. I wish that Danzaburo didn't have that negative effect because I would feel the same about Danzaburo as I do about Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
Rumpelstiltskin has the 3 card draw. The skull deals 270 damage to all enemies, and all enemies receive 129 damage over 3 turns. The cross recovers 20%, 27% health, and removes status ailments. And then the stars, a negative 34% defense for all enemies for 3 turns, and all allies get an up 48% attack for 3 turns.
So to help you out, I'm just gonna go ahead and play it. I think it'll come through the computer.
Ledger domain.
Ledger Domain is the name of his special. And so I'm gonna read it for you. And it says Deception Tricky. It says a classic piece of management, ledger domain. So he's classy, he's tricky, he's Rumpelstiltskin. The noun is a skillful use of one's hand with performing conjecturing tricks. So that
Hmm.
perfectly describes Rumpelstiltskin.
So
Um, I'm with
I,
you. Cross skull,
the
star.
stars.
Who cares?
Okay, okay. The stars is so much fun. The It's all so much fun. I don't care. But when I use Rumple, like, and again, I don't care whatever he gives me. I don't care because if I'm at almost full health and he gives me my health, I'm like, cool. I'm back up to full health.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. But if the stars go off with my team, and there's a lot of people with teams like this, his stars go off, and then I use a Sarnia, and she hits huge after him, and then she gives a bigger defense, and then here comes Frida with a massive 3 hits, and then here comes Thorn, and then a Lassie, and then the team is done. I kill the team, and like, all I need to do is fill up their mana, and then it's done.
yeah,
And if he does the dot, which I like to use him first because I want that extra defense down for a Sarnia's hit because it's going to be a good hit and a guaranteed hit. I'm not guaranteed the skull, you know. But the skull, say I have already gotten a Sarnia off or Frida, and then you get a skull, it's just going to be like stupid plus the dot.
yeah.
Who I'm pretty sure Ravnir is going to be, excuse me,
Ranvir.
Reinveer.
I'm killing you
I
with that one.
ran. Jeez Louise, dude, you messed me
Yeah, I
up for
killed you.
life.
It's done.
But he, Reindeer will be able to handle the dot. But you don't see Rumpelstiltskin on defense. He's not a defensive hero, although he can be fun to annoy someone. And when I have two Rumpels both maxed out, you better believe just to mess around, I'm going to throw both of them on flank. Um, but to me, he is, in my account, he is one of the most fun because, and probably for me, the most fun gambler that I have in my roster.
It's interesting you
I,
say
like,
fun because I was gonna say gamblers are fun, but like, is the fun factor of gamblers better than their ranking of them? Like fun
um,
wise, gotta be Rumple, number one fun one. Now is Rumple the number one gambler overall because the fact that he's never let you down?
you know, uh, I still have to give probably top spot to Missandra.
Okay.
Um, Missandra's really good, and I don't have her maxed, but and I'm not saying this based on my level 1/1 Missandra. I'm doing this based off of attacking Missandra, off of watching hours of video of Missandra going at it on offense.
Yeah.
She's just so good, and I would put a Rainveer. I had to think about that so long.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would put him probably as of right now, definitely in that top five: Mother North, Albie, Rainveer, Rumple, Missandra. I think any of those, as far as this class that we're identifying right now, I think that any of those would be the top in the meta. With Cat shortly behind. The only thing about the Cat is eventually when you're going up against 5,000 power teams, he's just not going to be sustainable. Um,
Yeah.
but he will be good. The Cat is really good for tournaments. He is good for that platinum raid, but he's also a more rare hero. So a lot of those people in the platinum in the lower leagues probably aren't going to have him.
It's one of those things that like for you know we explain heroes on the 5-star level and we explain heroes on the 4-star level and I will even go in and diagnose a rare in a heartbeat, not a big deal for me. What people got to realize is the reason you cover all three classes of rank of hero is that we have an audience of free to play, we have a cheap to play, and we have
The whales,
goldfish, dolphin, uh,
dolphins,
killer whales,
uh,
whales, sharks, and
yeah.
lions, bears, and tiger and dragon whales. So that's why
Mhm.
we go over all of it. We got to cover all the content. And to break it down further, epic wise, epic wise, I would say the cat's probably the most efficient, probably one of the is probably the top
Mhm.
gambler for the epic class. Bane is your
Yeah.
clearly your first rare and probably right as of right now your only rare gambler, and it's just the defensive aspect of having a miss coming back at you. Um,
Yeah.
for the 5 stars, Missandra makes the game go crazy when she hits 3 times. Not to mention that mana increase to your whole team. When you talk about the gambler classes, the gamblers that have guarantee hits, which Missandra has guarantee hits, but random off damage, that makes her the top one. When you talk about Rumple
Yep.
and it's guaranteed something's going to happen good to your team, that makes him awesome. Uh,
Yep.
what we're saying with the Ravnir, with the Wukong, with the Danzaboros, and with let's even go the Margaret and the Nari, is that the benefit of when they do happen, it plays so good. Chef can say his Inari has saved him so many times in war.
Yeah.
Inari and Margaret have Margaret goes off as crazy. I'm almost tempted to say I prefer the mana over the minion, and the reason I say that is because it just you see Gregarian and I see Evelyn just go increase almost in half, and you can see on the well I have a war video that I'll release after this one. Um, in a couple of days, and you can see where the mana just goes off, and it's such a big margin that comes, and you're like,
Hmm.
how did you go from nothing to half? How did you go to nothing to two thirds? And
Yeah.
it's such a big deal, and that's and
It,
like you got to take that many specials for, or I guess you got to have a special to happen for it to happen, but
mhm.
that's that
And
gambling aspect, yeah,
Margaret being very fast mana. Once you get her rolling, if you
right.
have the right board, she's just gonna roll through the whole time.
Right, and it might be
You
two out
know,
of the three that
it
missed the
it, it,
special, or it
it,
might be
it
one.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's like if you have Kage, if you have Gravy, especially Kage, if you get a purple board and you get rolling with Kage, he single handedly will just go and clear out the whole
Clear the
team.
whole team. If you get a
You
hole
only
for
need to
Kage,
use you only need to use everyone else. You could have Aaron, Cutchin, Boss Wolf, Cyprian, and Kage. If you get a purple board, he's going to clear out that whole team for you.
yep,
You know, that's just how the very fast mana heroes go. But yeah, I mean, that's in a nutshell what me and Killa for a long time have been talking about the
yep,
gambler class.
absolutely,
And they most of them happen to be yellow, which makes yellow a very weak class overall because there's so many chances for stuff not to happen with your yellows. um, the greens are solid overall. Probably the two blue gamblers are the most solid in the game. Mother North and Albie for offense and defense are both clutch. Those are probably the top four, I would say.
yeah.
um,
Your
but
yellows are the one that have the chances that you're gonna like. I that and I
uh,
think
yeah.
I think we just define why yellow is broken. Yellow has
Yes,
the
yes.
chance to miss and mess up. That's why yellow is broken
Hmm.
right now. Yellow holy, and it's funny because it's holy. You would think the dark would have the chances to miss and mess up, but the holy would be a
Yep.
guarantee because they're holier than thou. But clearly prayers
Yep.
miss. So it's just it's
Yep.
interesting.
I mean, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ravnir, his tech is very intricate. The way he works is very intricate. You know, if you bring in Ravnir and you have two reds and you're going up against a hero and only one of your reds has more, then only those tiles will do less damage. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a very intricate tech. Guys, next month, me and Killa will spend an entire episode breaking down Ravnir, exactly how he works, from our own perspectives on how we like to use him for our play styles. But that's how his tech is going to go. It's very intricate. It's going to take you more time looking at who you're going to hit and why you should hit them, as opposed to like with Wukong, where you just want to take your shot at the person with the most health or the one shot. It's going to be a bit different. So, but with that, uh, next week we'll be going over. Is the tournament going to be up next weekend, or the event?
Oh, let's see here. Let's look at the term. The event is coming, I believe, on the event is coming on the 13th. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay,
What's
so we
next
have
Thursday?
another week. So this week we have our tournament.
Yeah,
So
13th of
which has been
13th.
this week we have our tournament, which has been moved to a 5-day tournament, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first week that they're doing that, and we will see how this 5-day tournament goes. Now, the only thing that I want to see is since he extended it a day is I want to see us be able to have 5 deaths instead of 4. If they do not give us an extra chance to be killed and still survive the tournament, then this is now becoming that much more a tournament of the whales to buy your way through to the top
Yeah.
for that extra day. So, guys, we're going to see what happens. We're going to talk more about the tournament in depth. But real quick, Killa, can what's your tournament team? I'm doing something different on my team. I'm just going to have fun and see what
Yeah,
happens.
I did a little something different too. I'm running a 4,198 power, and I'm gonna start
Hmm.
from 1 to 5, and I've got Anari, I've got Margaret, I've got Gravemaker, I've got Kage, and I've got Mitsuko.
So that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, this is a rush attack, and so you still put your 3 very fast ones in on the rush attack.
I don't have any slow heroes, you know that.
Yeah. So yeah, I went something a little bit different myself as well. So I have one of the two epics who I'm invested in for the long term with emblems is my Guardian Falcon. He is almost up to tier 15 on his emblems. So his defense is 844 with his health 1231, and when his special goes off, he goes over 1200 defense. So I have him on the left, and then Aaron, and then Viv on the center, Horcall to the right, and Anzog all the way off to the very right. Um, I'm just gonna have some fun with this team.
Yeah.
The loot still isn't buffed up, so while the loot still isn't buffed up, I'm just gonna keep testing teams, seeing what works for different tournaments and stuff like that. So we'll go into that, and we'll let you know how our teams perform. We'll kind of take a look at some other players' teams over the next week and see how they perform. Bring that information back to you guys. But to finish it all off, guys, for the gambler class, in the end, now because of talents, everyone's a gambler.
Ah,
If they have a talent,
ah.
they
Oh,
are now a gambler.
I see what you did there. That was slick.
Ah, you saw that?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, slam dunk.
So,
Oh, what a alley! What a
ah,
off the backboard alley oop to yourself.
I just Zion Williamson that backboard,
Yeah, you
man.
did.
Just
Yeah, you did.
kidding.
Oh man, guys, I think we're gonna
All right.
call it. We'll catch you
Yep.
guys later. Till next time, next Sunday. Stronghold out. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. Peace.